You're watching local coverage you can count on. This is WANE 15 News, first at 5.
Good evening. I'm Tara Brantley. Dirk is off tonight. We have a lot to get to. We start with breaking news. Health officials are notifying the community of a low-risk exposure to a presumptive positive COVID-19 case during the Fort Wayne Home and Garden Show. We have team coverage on the coronavirus. We start with WANE 15's Adam Solarzik, who joins us now in the newsroom with more on this. Adam, what do we know about this so far?
Yeah, Tara, Allen County health officials want the public to know that the risk from this exposure is very low. They say an individual that has since received a COVID-19 diagnosis was at the Fort Wayne Home and Garden Show at Memorial Coliseum for a limited amount of time on February 27th. Allen County Health Commissioner Dr. Deb McMahon says community members should take precautions collectively to protect themselves and others by washing hands frequently, monitoring themselves for symptoms, and avoiding work and public gatherings when sick. Memorial Coliseum General Manager Randy Brown said his staff has been utilizing increased cleaning efforts and provided hand sanitizer stations at events since COVID-19 became a more widespread issue earlier this year. People who have attended events at the Coliseum since February 27th are not at increased risk of exposure, with COVID-19 incubation period of 14 days and average person exhibiting symptoms by day 5. Anyone infected from this exposure would likely already be showing symptoms. However, out of an abundance of caution, since the incubation period ends March 12th, visitors to the show on February 27th should watch for symptoms in the next 24 hours. The department recommends the following to visitors who were at the Home and Garden Show that day: go about routine activities like working or going to school, but through March 12th, watch for the development of symptoms like fever, cough, sore throat, and shortness of breath. Take your temperature twice a day and track the results through March 12th. If you develop a fever of 100 degrees Fahrenheit or higher and a cough, call your family doctor, who will determine your best course of action. Do not go to an emergency room unless you are also having chest pain and or shortness of breath or other emergent issues. You can find more information on WANE.com. Reporting in the newsroom, Adam Solarzik, WANE 15 News.
Adam, thank you. This virus is now officially a pandemic. Today, the World Health Organization made that announcement during a news conference, saying the agency is, quote, deeply concerned both by the alarming levels of spread and severity and by the alarming levels of inaction. New tonight, the St. Joseph County Department of Health is announcing its first confirmed case of the COVID-19 virus. They say he's an adult male who is now quarantined at his home. The state health department has not confirmed this, but they did officially add 4 more cases this morning. The agency says the patients live in Howard and Johnson counties. They're all adults. Other cases are in Adams, Noble, Marion, Boone, and Hendricks counties. This takes the total number of Hoosiers who have tested positive for COVID-19 from 6 up to 10. According to the State Department of Health, 43 people have been tested so far. A number of schools across Indiana have extended spring breaks or canceled in-person classes altogether. WANE 15 Sierra Tubbs has been in contact with schools in Northeast Indiana. She has more now on how they're handling the coronavirus. Sierra.
Tara, Purdue University Fort Wayne made the decision today to extend its spring break until March 22nd. The West Lafayette campus made the decision yesterday to move all face-to-face classes online amid the COVID-19 concerns. PFW says it's working to adopt the main campus's directives. That includes moving class to online or virtual instruction. That will begin on March 23rd, and school officials say there isn't an end date for that initiative. PFW says faculty and staff will still report to the campus on Monday as usual. Extra cleaning will be done during this extended spring break. That includes housing. I asked the university if students will still be allowed in housing during the extended spring break. At this time, they did not have an answer for me. However, school officials say student safety is a top priority.
I think it's just natural that our first thought is always for our students, whether it would be severe winter weather, a tornado, if it was, say, mumps or measles. This is just, it's a new disease. It's a new threat to the safety of our students. So obviously that is our very first concern.
I did reach out to Indiana University. They have students on the Purdue Fort Wayne campus. IU says the Fort Wayne students should reach out to their individual instructors for guidance. As for other colleges in our area, Trine University, Indiana Tech, and Manchester University are monitoring the situation. In Studio 15, Sierra Tufts, WANE 15 News.
Sierra, thank you. East Noble School Corporation is canceling all after-school activities and will limit visitors to its buildings on a recommendation from county health officials to limit large gatherings. Our partners in news, KPC, report that this starts tomorrow. Events that will continue for the foreseeable future include after-school practices and club meetings. The school superintendent, Ann Linson, said, and I quote, "It is our hope that following spring break, school will be in session and return to a normal routine for everyone," end quote. Noble County is one of 7 in Indiana with COVID-19. Notre Dame University has announced the suspension of all in-person classes. This will begin March 23rd and last through April 13th. In addition, Notre Dame also canceled all classes, both in person and online, next week, and all university-sponsored study abroad programs are suspended. Students and U.S.-based faculty will be returning home as soon as possible. A major event in downtown Fort Wayne this weekend has also been canceled due to the coronavirus. The Fame Festival was supposed to go on this weekend. Officials did say this is for the public's safety. No other details, including a make-up date, have been announced. The NCAA is also reacting to the COVID-19 pandemic. President Mark Emmert announced that the upcoming championships, including the Division I men's and women's basketball tournaments, will only have essential staff and limited family attendance. He continued to say this decision is in the best interest of public health, including that of coaches, administrators, fans, and most importantly, student athletes. Officials say the conference tournament officials will be able to make the decisions on their own whether to cancel the events. The coronavirus has infected more than 115,000 people, including at least 1,000 in the U.S., and killed more than 42,000 worldwide. Other states are doing all they can to try and prevent more illnesses. CBS's Tom Hansen continues our coverage now from New York.
The World Health Organization says the alarming levels of spread and severity of coronavirus have changed its assessment of the outbreak.
COVID-19 can be characterized as a pandemic.
Here in the U.S., officials are taking increased measures to limit social interaction. Houston is closing its popular livestock show and rodeo. San Francisco is prohibiting events with 1,000 people or more, including Warriors games, which will be played without fans. And Washington State Governor Jay Inslee announced a ban on gatherings of more than 250 people in 3 counties that are experiencing significant community transmission.
This is an effective tactic. It is at hand. All it requires is the will of active people to follow science and confidence that we're all in this together.
Here in the New York City suburb of New Rochelle, a mile-wide containment area goes into effect Thursday, and some commuters are nervous.
It is a concern. I think we all should be concerned. They're talking about washing your hands and everything. I feel like a doctor. I've been washing my hands so much.
New Rochelle has more than 100 cases of coronavirus. To stop the spread, schools within the 1-mile area will close for 2 weeks, and the National Guard will deliver food to homes and help clean public spaces.
No one is prohibited from entering or leaving the area. This does not affect individual homeowners or families or businesses.
In Denver, Colorado, cars snaked around a parking lot where health officials opened up a drive-through testing site. Patients need a doctor's note in order to be tested for the coronavirus. And passengers are still disembarking from the Grand Princess in California, a process now in its 3rd day. Tom Hansen, CBS News, New Rochelle, New York.
Regarding the federal response, President Trump took part in several closed-door meetings, including one with bankers. White House proposals include assistance to those without sick leave, tax relief to industries hit hardest by the outbreak, and a temporary payroll tax cut through the end of the year. The White House is also considering delaying the April 15th tax filing deadline. We have more on the coronavirus on our website, WANE.com. Click the drop-down menu labeled News and select the tab Coronavirus.
Now, your first weather from the live Doppler 15 Fury Weather Center.
Okay, switching gears a bit, let's check in now with Nicholas for the latest on the weather.
Yeah, okay, so we began the day with some fog in a few spots, and we could see that very well redevelop again tonight into early tomorrow morning. You can see clouds still stuck in place across the region. No rain, though, falling from those clouds, and it will be a dry night around the area. Temperatures have only risen into the 40s today. 43 in Auburn, 42 in Columbia City now, 44 in Huntington, Fort Wayne, Bluffton, and Decatur. Our Van Wert temperature is 45. As we continue through the evening here, temperatures hold in the 40s, but overnight we will dip into the upper 30s. Coming up in the 10-day forecast, we have another rain chance coming in before this week is done. And the weekend, we'll have a little bit of a chill in the air. I'm back in just a few minutes.
Nicholas, thank you. Because of the news regarding the coronavirus, specifically at the Fort Wayne Home and Garden Show, Allen County Health Commissioner Dr. Deb McMahon is holding a press conference right now. Let's go to her live to hear what she has to say.
The two tournaments special as much as we can. We're going to make sure that it's safe for those student athletes, for the coaches, the managers, all those things. So I won't say that it's made it easier. In some ways, maybe it's made it a little bit more challenging. But we're still going to do our best for Hoosier hospitality, for making the Fort Wayne experience memorable to them, and hopefully we'll do such a wonderful job that they're going to say we're coming back anyway. So we'll see.
Is there any chance that the professional teams at the Coliseum could make a similar decision?
I would say that you should really ask them that question. So in Ohio, we understand that there was a recommendation made that all of the sporting events be played without guest fans in the stands. Some of the leagues have accepted that and have done that in the last day. Others haven't.
You said there was a government entity could make you shut down. You said the Coliseum's always open.
Right.
Who could force you to shut down?
The Allen County Department of Health. I would imagine the State Department of Health would be in that same zone.
Actually, they're having, Dr. Cameron is on our board, and we're having an emergency board meeting tomorrow at 1:15 to actually discuss this from an evidence standpoint. We understand the implications from the kid that's playing in his first NCAA game to the economic impact on visitor Fort Wayne and hotels. We all get that. But this is a pandemic. And so we need to weigh all of that carefully, and then we need to make a decision. And it will be a very thoughtful, measured decision, but it will be based on science, that at the end of the day, and the overall well-being of the citizens of Allen County. And I know Randy appreciates that. He gets it. I mean, nobody likes this. It's all very unfortunate.
That was Dr. Deb McMahon from the Allen County Health Department and the Memorial Coliseum manager, Randy Brown, talking about this pandemic. We're going to, of course, keep you updated on everything pertaining to the coronavirus. You can go to our website, WANE.com, for immediate information. We'll be right back.
Local coverage you can count on continues with Tara Brantley and Dirk Rowley. You're watching WANE 15 News, first at 5.
On the same day Indiana lawmakers wrapped up their legislative session, teachers held a Red for Ed walk-in. Educators in our area say they're pleased with some of the progress lawmakers have made for education, but more needs to be done.
So they missed the opportunity to be able to give more funding to public schools, to public school teachers, not just for pay, but for funding.
State Representative Christopher Judy says the state has to be fiscally responsible. He says lawmakers need to focus on long-term solutions.
As we look going into the summer and into the fall, the government has created the commission to look at teacher pay and what we can do into this following session.
WANE 15's Brianna Brownlee will have more on this tonight on Nightcast at 11. Nicholas has a look at your forecast when we come back.
Local coverage you can count on continues with Chief Meteorologist Nicholas Barreri's live Doppler 15 Fury forecast.
All right, temperatures today continued our downward slide from just a few days ago. Our Monday high of 66, but today only 44. Now, yesterday, 55. It looks like we're on a trend that's going to make tomorrow 33. No, that's not going to happen. We'll be warmer. Temperatures are going to be on an upswing for us for our Thursday. We're dry tonight, although clouds are lingering, not just tonight, but throughout the day tomorrow. It won't be until Friday that we see some sunshine around here. Some morning fog comes our way yet again tomorrow, very similar to what we dealt with this morning. You can see our Futurecast visibility model, also known as our Futurecast fog model. What this shows, with these varying amounts of visibility, it means that some areas will see some thick fog, other areas the fog will be thin, won't cause much of a problem at all. Where we see the zero visibility levels, that indicates the thickest areas of fog. So we see them over Columbia City, over Wabash, also over Defiance. What we need to take from this is the overall trend, is that there will be some pockets of very thick fog in some areas, but of course those areas could very well fluctuate between now and the morning, all depending on how the atmosphere sets up tonight. Of course, any school delays, we'll give them to you on First News. Make sure you tune in when you wake up with us. Here's a look at Storm Tracker right now. Clouds are still everywhere, but the rain out of the picture will stay dry tonight. Tomorrow, though, another weather maker moves in, and that will bring us a chance at seeing some rain by late in the day into the night. 44 degrees our current temperature. The winds are calm, and it is that calm wind that continues into the night that will help the formation of the fog. 43 in Auburn, 42 in Columbia City, 44 in Bluffton, in Decatur, and Van Wert as well. You can see this gloomy, overcast sky from our Empyrean Events Center camera looking across downtown Fort Wayne. No slivers of sunshine at all here this evening. So as we continue through the night, the temperatures just slowly fall. At 7 o'clock, 43. At 9 o'clock, 42. Overnight on Futurecast, the clouds continue to be overhead. By morning, look for temperatures down in the upper 30s. 37 our Fort Wayne temperature at 7 o'clock. Then during the day tomorrow, plenty of clouds around throughout the course of the day. Although rain is on its way, it is not here during the morning or the afternoon. It waits until late evening, late night, and into the early morning hours of Friday to arrive. At 9 in the morning, 40. At 11, 47. At 1 o'clock, 51. At 3 o'clock, 55. At 5 o'clock tomorrow, our temperature goes all the way to 58. This is late night Thursday and early Friday. Some areas of rain starting to scatter in from west to east. Note the pockets of heavy rain possible at times. We may also hear some thunder and see some lightning, but all that clears by the time we get to our Friday morning. Then during the day on Friday, the clouds decrease, and we see a lot of sunshine to wrap up our week, but it will be a little bit colder then. 58, our high temperature tomorrow. On Friday, 48. Over the weekend, high temperatures in the low 40s, 43 both days, but Sunday is the sunnier of the 2 days. On Monday, 50. Tuesday, some rain for St. Patrick's Day, 53. Wednesday, dry, 58. Next Thursday, for the first day of spring, 62. Friday, 68. Rain possible, though, next Thursday and Friday. A week from Saturday, 56. That's your forecast. More news after this.
Local coverage you can count on continues with Tara Brantley and Dirk Rowley. You're watching WANE 15 News, first at 5.
Need a job? You can work at one of Fort Wayne's many parks. The Parks and Recreation Department is holding a job fair to fill more than 300 positions in both indoor and outdoor facilities. Applicants can learn about various jobs, responsibilities, and benefits, and also talk directly to supervisors. For most of the jobs, you must be at least 18 years old, but for some, you can be as young as 16. The job fair will be held next Wednesday at the Downtown Community Center. The times are on our website, WANE.com. Happening right now, the Tin Caps are hosting a job fair to hire about 600 part-time workers for the upcoming season. They'll host 2 job fairs at Parkview Field, the first going on now until 7 o'clock. The second is tomorrow at the same time, 5 to 7. You must be at least 16 years old to apply. You're encouraged to print and fill out an application ahead of time. This is a day to honor a well-known historical figure with ties to Fort Wayne. It's National Johnny Appleseed Day. Born John Chapman in 1774, the nomad walked, often barefoot, across the nation and the frontier, man planting apples and pear trees. According to Visit Fort Wayne, Johnny became a fairly permanent fixture in Allen County in 1834 when he bought 2 pieces of land. He died in 1845, and while there is a grave at Johnny Appleseed Park, whether he is really buried there remains a bit of a mystery. Coming up, Nicholas has the latest on the weather. All right, Nicholas, still cloudy for the rest of the night.
Yeah, still cloudy, and that carries over into tomorrow. So don't expect to see the sun really until Friday. At that point, it will be quite bright and really not blocked by any clouds at all. The clouds will get out of here completely. 58 degrees, our high temperature tomorrow. Yes, there's rain coming, but that rain not until late in the evening, continuing overnight into Friday, and then it's gone by daybreak on Friday. Friday, we're colder, 48. The weekend, slightly colder than that, 43, both of our weekend days. Next week, we're back to the 50s, and by the end of next week, we'll be in the 60s. A week from Friday, we could be pressing the 70-degree mark for the first time this year. Of course, rain chances will be back in the picture by then.
That will be nice. Nicholas, thank you. Of course, for the latest on the coronavirus, go to our website, WANE.com. We're back at 6.